Hello Chelsea fans, how are you doing? Welcome back to Blue Nation TV. I am super excited today and you know exactly why. The Premier League begins. Every man just loves this time, yeah? We look forward to the Premier League season when it starts. And when it starts, we don't like our teams losing. And then we go to a bit recovery mode ourselves. Kind of few drinks here and there, just to absorb the pain along with your losing team. Tonight we have Arsenal playing. It's going to be exciting. So I've got fact check for this Premier League 2026-2027 season, and here they are. Number one, we have about 10 managerial changes. It could also be somewhere about 14 managerial changes, but I'll stick with the 10. It's not happened in quite some decades, and this is the first time we are going to see a season with 10 or 14 different managers. The second fact is there's only one Premier League winners manager in the squad, and that is Mikel Arteta with Arsenal. They have broken down the jinx after a long wait. So we do not have any other manager in the league who has won a trophy. This is something to watch out for. So just one manager. Third point is David Moyes is the most experienced Premier League manager who is managing in the Premier League. And the fourth very important point is there are 9 English clubs in Europe for this season. So I would like to tell another interesting fact of this Premier League is we have another 3 players over 100 million. That would be Morgan Rogers, Elliot Anderson, Sandro Tonali. So far in the Premier League, we have 7 different players who are worth over 100 million. Sandro Tonali, Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez, Moi Caicedo, Elliot Anderson, Morgan Rogers, and Alexander Isak. So Chelsea is going to play with about 3 players worth over 100 million for this season. This season, I believe, is going to be one of the most unpredictable season. Like I said, there are going to be a lot of new managers. I'm not going to waste a lot of time discussing a lot of things. So let me move into my predictions. So yes, I'm going to predict for the first time. Drum roll, baby, drum roll. I'm going to talk about the relegation battle. And my first team, which is going to be on the relegation battle, is Hull City. No doubt they are newly promoted side. They haven't got a lot of signings to show up for. This is going to be a big ask for Hull City. Like most of them, I felt Hull City is going to be in the relegation zone. Then my next prediction is a 19th place finish is for ex-Strasbourg coach Gary O'Neill, Ipswich Town. They have done some signings. They are also newly promoted side. Do I think they are going to make it out of the relegation zone? I'm very doubtful on that. I don't think Gary O'Neill is a brilliant coach anyways. I feel it's a daunting task for them to actually be back in the Premier League. Something to watch out for. And the next 18th place is Sunderland. Now many might have asked me, Derek, why are you doing this? Sunderland have actually played brilliantly last season. They are going to be in Europe playing. It's just that something I feel that for Libres, maintaining that consistency is going to be difficult since they're in Europe. They lack a lot of depth in the footballing team. So staying up is going to be the biggest challenge for Sunderland. No doubt, brilliant team last time. In fact, they beat Chelsea in the final game to move up to play in the Europe. But still, I would put Sunderland in the 18th position in the relegation battle. And my next team on the list, 17th, is Coventry City. My boy Frank Lampard. Most of them have predicted Coventry City going back down in the relegation. But I think Frank Lampard has to prove a lot. He believes he is a coach who is rightfully for the Premier League to be along with some of the greatest of coaches. he's going to prove that he can keep Coventry City up, and then our boy Frank Lampard is actually going to see for a better post. I don't exactly know which team would actually see him and say he's a brilliant coach, but if he can keep up Coventry City, a lot of suitors are going to come for him. And if they get a few Chelsea players signed up for them, this will help our boy Frank Lampard. And the next 16th, I have put Brentford. Brentford has been one of the deadliest teams in the Premier League so far. In the previous seasons, they've got an amazing coach in Keith Andrews. This one is a tough one, but I just feel they are going to make it. They're not going to be in the relegation battle. They might have lost some of their key players, but Brentford, I see them finishing about 16th in the league. So let's move to my next one. Everton, David Moyes, the most experienced man. The new stadium, Hill Dickinson, hasn't been a great one for Everton so far. I hope it becomes a winning fortress for them eventually. Everton have made some pretty decent signings. The most promising one is Christian Nogard from Arsenal. And then we have Hayden Hackney, Brian Johnson. But I still believe they are going to be finishing somewhere about 15th. David Moyes has got the experience. Would that be enough to take them higher up the league? That's something doubtful. I'll move to the 14th place. Another new coach, Pierre Sage. I would put Crystal Palace in the 14th place. Crystal Palace have lost many stars. They have done a bit of replacement in youngsters. I don't see them finishing anywhere between the top half of the table. Chelsea have even got Maxime Lacroix from there. I don't see how Crystal Palace is going to finish about. It's going to be a tough ask from the manager Pierre Sage. Let's wait and watch. Number 13, AFC Bournemouth. Another new manager in Marco Rose. Bournemouth have played brilliant football under their previous coach, Iriola. Can Marco Rose actually replicate that? They are also in Europe. Can they be a team finding consistency? Bournemouth previously played with a lot of high intensity because their previous manager demanded of them to do that. Can they repeat it under Marco Rose? I don't know what his playing style is, but I keep them just below the top half of the table. So Bournemouth finishes for me in the 13th on the table. And my next prediction would be Newcastle United. For a while, I've been thinking, is Newcastle playing to get relegated? Newcastle have lost a lot for this season. First of all, they have a new manager in Matthias Jessel. They've lost Eddie Howe. He kept them up. I wish there was an English manager somewhere, but no, it's not going to be there. They have lost Sandro Tonali to Tottenham Hotspur. They have lost Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. They have lost Anthony Gordon to Barcelona. They have also let go of Nick Pope, who was their goalkeeper. So it's going to be one crazy season for them. Due to these circumstances, I have placed them 12. That's still very high up considering the fact they have lost a lot of players. They have filled a bit of positions. You can see here, they have brought in a lot of players. Ahmed Dajic, Lucas Hennig, Aldaji Bamba, Shiens Stoer, Afner Khan, Evan Johan. And I'm hoping this helps them out, but I really feel sad for the way Newcastle United is in right now. And I hope Matthias Jessel doesn't become the first manager to be in the line to get fired. So the 11th place finish would be Leeds. Leeds has been one of the teams to watch out. They come out deadly when they have to play big teams. They have played brilliant football. They always have a good scouting with them. That's what is going to keep them somewhere in the 11th place. Daniel Farke is a beautiful coach, gets the best out of the team. This is something to watch out for Leeds. In the 10th place, my pick is Nottingham Forest, we have another new coach in Oliver Glasner coming from Crystal Palace. He has done amazing at Crystal Palace, got them to Europe. Can he repeat this with Nottingham Forest? Nottingham Forest didn't have the greatest of season last year. Their owner thinks he is a copy of Roman Abramovich. He's fired 4 different coaches for last season. Oliver Glasner takes the chair for this time, and that's why I put them in the 10th place. I'm hoping good out of Nottingham Forest. They are eventually going to do well. Oliver Glasner is a beautiful coach. He has a lot to prove. Forest is going to do amazing. So let's watch out for that. Yes, and in the 9th place, nobody expected me to name Fulham in the 9th place, but I'm going to put them here. They have a new coach in Alvaro Arbiola, Madrid connection. He's got in a few players from Madrid to bolster his squad. People would usually see Fulham quite down the league table, but I have put them here. I think they have brought in a brilliant coach from Real Madrid. They want to be playing beautiful football, and it's something really to watch out for because Chelsea's opening game is with Fulham. It's going to be an exciting game to watch out for. I have Fulham on 9th, and next on the 8th, I have put Chelsea's sister club, Brighton and Hove. Man, Brighton's scouting is amazing. Every time they lose someone, they get somebody for cheap, and he proves to be an amazing player. And somehow they end up helping Chelsea or some big clubs. They have lost a few key players for them, Hickey being one of them. I expect Brighton to finish really good for this season. They play decent football, and I put them up here. Now let's go to a 7th position, and that is Manchester United. Many fans will be actually cursing me, and I'm saying, why? What are you doing? Michael Carrick is a permanent coach now for Manchester United. They played the fewest of games last year, and for them now to be playing in UEFA Champions League, playing in the Premier League, playing for the domestic cups is going to be a challenge. I'm just hoping that Carrick doesn't get fired. I'm just hoping he doesn't, because Manchester United have never been able to keep managers like Sir Alex Ferguson. There was no one to replicate that in Manchester United. So they have got to a person who has already been in Sir Alex Ferguson's system set up. They want to show the aggressive brand of football. But Manchester United lacks a lot of depth. And if you see, they have done a few signings. One is Yuri Talisman. The second one is Andre Santos from Chelsea. How much is this going to help? They have also got another goalie for them, a backup goalie, I believe. How much of these signings are going to help? I'm still doubtful. Even though they are brilliant signings, but they have just replaced a few signings for them. In Casemiro, they've just added few players, but since Manchester United is going to play a lengthy season, they are lacking depth. They either bring in some players and get their team stronger, or they risk being in the 7th place. That's for my predictions here. Okay, now for the 6th place, I put our ex-manager Enzo Maresca and Man City. Man City has always been a consistent performing team under Pep. Can they be under Enzo Maresca? Why I'm saying this, we have had fire sales from Man City. In fact, Man City look like what Chelsea was 2 years back or 3 years back. They have let go of Tihani Rangers, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, John Stones, Nathan Ake, Calvin Phillips is on loan. There are so many players, you can see that they have let go of. I've always seen Enzo Maresca complaining when he was the Chelsea coach that he has not gotten the players what he wished for. Is Man City actually going to give him any of the players for this season? How does it turn around that season? It's something going to be very doubtful. But the aura of Man City will always be there. Haaland will keep scoring goals. The team always has the dedication and the determination for winning. And I only hope Enzo Maresca doesn't go and destroy it. So it's going to be very difficult for Enzo Maresca to replace the legacy what Pep has built. Players usually used to sign for a team because Pep was there. Do players want to sign for Man City because Enzo Maresca is there? I'm really doubtful on them. So that is why I have put them at 6. Very controversial, but I keep them at 6. The 5th spot is also for the Champions League spot is Tottenham Hotspur. Another new coach in Roberto De Zerbi. Basically, he was signed at the end of last season to keep Tottenham out of the relegation zone. He has done it. They've been saved. I still consider him as a new coach. Tottenham is on fire. They have basically brought in some brilliant players in Sandro Tonali, Matheus Fernandes, Van Hickey, Andy Robertson, Marco Sensai, Martin Dubravka. Tottenham is actually built a crazy strong team for them this season. They are going to be the dark horses. They don't have much to play like Chelsea. De Zerbi always plays with a lot of aggression, a lot of intensity. He's going to develop this Tottenham side quite differently, which I don't want to, but Tottenham is actually going to be a team to watch out for. That's the only thing I can say about Tottenham for now. Team to watch out for. Next on the list is Unai Emery's team, Aston Villa. I put them at 4th. Many of them dropped them out from the Champions League spots. Unai Emery has always been the consistent manager. He always gets out best of the players. Aston Villa has lost some of their brilliant players in likes of Morgan Rogers, and they're going to lose a few more. But they have also recruited a few more players to bolster their squad. Zion Suzuki, Matteo Ruggeri, Alejandro Garnacho is on loan from Chelsea, João Gomez. They have got in a few players, but the depth is still lacking. They have lost a lot of their star players in Morgan Rogers, Yuri Telemans, Lucas Digne. They might even lose Konsa. It's going to be very challenging for Aston Villa. So let me move towards the 3rd position. Still no Chelsea, yeah? The most consistent team in the Premier League for the last 3 seasons was Arsenal. They finally won the Premier League last season. And people might say, Derek, everybody is predicting Arsenal to win the Premier League. Why have you put them in the 3rd place? This is my prediction. Arsenal will want to win the Champions League for this season. They are recruiting strong. They are also selling a lot of players. But I put Arsenal in the 3rd spot simply because I feel they're going to be too content this year. Secondly, they need a lot of reshuffle in their team. A lot of new players have to come in. The churn of players should be there. The players who have done it for the last 3 seasons would feel a little bit tired. It's been challenging ask for them. And that's why I have placed Mikel Arteta's team in the 3rd place. I know a lot of questions are going to be asked, but I'm okay with that. If you have any doubts, do write me up in the comments. I'll be happy to discuss it with you. You can also let me know if Arsenal would finish at the top of the league or win the Premier League. You could also explain to me in the comments and let me know why they could win the league again. Arsenal have also done in a lot of brilliant business for this window. They brought in Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle, Christian Solis from Club Brugge. Piero was already there. They just made the transfer permanent from Bayer Leverkusen. Ian Maslia on a free transfer is a goalkeeper backup from Leeds. So overall, they are a pretty decent team, but I still place them 3rd. Still no Chelsea, right? Here you go. Another new coach, another legacy to be written. In the 2nd place, I put my very own Chelsea here. Woo! I always said in my videos that I want Chelsea to win the league. Looking at certain factors that we don't have a lot of games to play for, I believe Chelsea could finish second. And with the amount of signings what Chelsea have done in the likes of Morgan Rogers, Pep Chaviria, we've got a lot of leaders in the team, Danny Welbeck, Jordan Henderson. We've got young squad depth now in Giovanni Kenda, Palestra, we have Emega, Valentin Barco, and also a good defense in place now with the likes of Maxine Lacroix in the team. This should help Chelsea well defensively. We have a young squad, we have experience, we have leaders. So that's why I put Chelsea at the second place. I'm being a little favorable and putting my team in the second spot. Do I want Chelsea to win the league? Yes, my answer would be yes. And Xabi Alonso can actually work with the team, get them playing good football. The preseason was okay, but I want them to play brilliant football from now on, starting with a game on Monday. Also, we need to resolve the Enzo Fernandez situation, and we know that we are a team to watch out in the Premier League. Let's go to my number one spot in the Premier League. And this one would surprise a lot of them. And I believe this year's Premier League champions could be Liverpool. Very controversial, but I just love this coach, Andoni Iraola. His game involves a lot of running, a lot of physicality. Yes, the depth is missing in the team, but they have got in the likes of Jeremy Jacke, Araujo in the team on loan from Barcelona. So they are pretty decent, pretty solid. Iraola could do it with Bournemouth. Why not with a team like Liverpool? And that's why I have predicted them to be winners of the Premier League. And this is what I have to say of my Premier League predictions. It wouldn't be one of the most perfect predictions for me. This is my first time, hands down. I just loved it. Keep supporting my channel. This is Blue Nation TV by Derek. Like, hit the subscribe button, notification bell on. I've done a lot of research. I had to do a lot of slides because I don't know how exactly the editing works. I've done my best to put out my best of predictions for this season. Some of the decisions could be controversial, questionable. You can always leave a comment down. Let me know what I've done wrong. I'll be happy to listen to it. I want to end this video by saying I'll see you soon. Till then, Mogaso.